Hello everyone, how are you doing? This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. Very important video. I'm going to get it out. The rest of the data will be down below this video in the description. FAA regulator Boeing says workers falsified 787 records. That's nothing new. I just got back from the Inquisition down there at the Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee Investigation Subcommittee on Capitol Hill concerning Sam Salipur, who was a whistleblower in the 777, 787. It looks like with these articles that are coming out recently with 787 issues, he was absolutely correct. And we've got documentation here to show the committee the issues that he's talking about. The allegations are factual. You have ANSI, the American National Standards Institute, is a private, not-for-profit, non-governmental corporation. He's been around for over 100 years. It's got federal agencies and corporations on board. You have ANAB, which is the accreditation body that ANSI took over in 2018. They both sit on each other's board. Here you go with this, ANSI ANAB. The reason why I'm doing this quickly is because all the data will be down below this video. ANSI took over complete control over ANAB, and between 2015 and 2018, the IF, the International Accreditation Firm incorporated in Delaware, was handed over to this communist Chinese national, Zhao Jinwu, who's been involved with our quality since 1994. He is also the chief executive of the China National Accreditation Services in Beijing, China, and he was certified in the laboratory in Wuhan, China. So all the federal agencies and corporations, it was a great conduit for hacking, or as my good friend says, Rich, he's got 40 years in quality, he says it's not hacking, it's giving our data away. The IAF is the International Accreditation Forum, a repository for all national and international accreditation bodies. Its sister organization, ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, is in Delaware. I'm not in Delaware, I apologize. It's in Australia. Thing about it is that they're sister organizations, and ANSI and ANAB are underwriters for those organizations, both IF and ILAC. This is proving without a shadow of a doubt that ANSI is the founder of the IF. No wonder why they're underwriters. This is an actual federal contract that I'm showing you that is showing the factor that this contract lets you in on the factor that ANAB, ANSI, ANAB are underwriters for the IAF. Now we come upon Boeing. Here is Boeing. And in 2002, in April, they came out with a document that they got rid of all their inspection for special processes, heat treat, welding, etc., non-destructive testing, to a company called Performance Review Institute, which is considered a NADCAP for special processes. They got rid of that. They washed their hands of it. Boeing did for 22 years. The next you have is the supplier bulletin that came out in July, just several months after. And it states in here, basically, if you have an AS9100 certificate that is accredited by ANSI ANAB, because Boeing sits on their board, just send in your certificate, send in your parts, so we don't have to come inspect. There goes another elimination of inspection for 22 years. This is actually a document telling you about the FAA giving regulatory authority to Boeing. That means that the MCAS system, that means Sam Salipur talking about aircraft design, does not have to be done or told to FAA, because Boeing is the FAA. You have Boeing that sits on ANSI's board. You also have the FAA. The FAA made Boeing a regulator, as I told you. How could one regulator watch over another regulator? It's kind of a conundrum. On top of it, this is the Management Systems Committee, where Boeing sits on ANSI ANAB's board that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. This is the supplier portal from Boeing that it says must be ANSI ANAB or internationally equivalent. And here you go. As they were saying, the 787 fudging documentation, we have some more going back to, I think, 2017, if I'm correct in it. Yes, 2017. So this was pervasive. They were made a regulator in 2009, which means all the different CEOs from Jim McCurney to Mullenberg to Calhoun are actually They are actually administrators. Don't let anybody bullshit you. Also, to make matters worse, you have the Department of Justice. And on top of it, we understand that a watchdog review of the FAA and its procedures on United Airlines is being watched over by the Department of Transportation, who also sits on Nancy's board. Can you imagine that? Right over by Boeing, right over by the FAA, they all sit together. So do you think there's going to be a watchdog group? No, they're bullshitting you. My telephone number is 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS@yahoo.com. And remember this, it's not the droplet of water that wears away the mighty stone, but it is its persistence, ladies and gentlemen. That was from Confucius. I look forward to hearing from you.